The additional information essay, this is probably more tactical than anything. I think we get a lot of questions about this, like, what do I do with this little section? First thing I would say is you can leave it blank. A lot of people do leave it blank. It's not something that you have to go in and add, add one more essay or add an excuse for something or call attention to a part of your application that's actually not that big of a deal that you think is a big deal. So, if you have poor grades, poor test scores, or some specific struggle that you think would be worth explaining, if you do that, make sure you own it and you don't come up with like some bizarre excuse that rambles on and makes it seem like you're not taking responsibility for something. But I think it's okay to explain a situation that is unfortunate. This essay in particular, I think, is probably worth getting some professional advice on before you submit something. I think all of them are, especially these longer essays for the more important schools. And all of you, as you dig in, are going to feel like, wow, I need to talk to someone like Neha, Glenn, or Ben, because they really are difficult to write. Anything else you guys would add on this additional information session, additional information essay, things that people do right or wrong?
Err on the side of not writing it.
Yes.
if you write it, you're making someone read an additional essay. So it really has to be kind of worth their while, and there's kind of a high bar for this essay, and probably what you think is not that great is not actually that big a deal.
I work with someone who got into Wharton at some point last year, who did in fact had a really bad semester at one point in college, crushed her GPA. Like, we're talking like failed a couple classes, and it was due to a family circumstance. And when you actually looked at her transcript, everything else was like super great, but like her overall GPA was hit. And she wrote that, and she was super direct about it. Wasn't really making an excuse, was just explaining the situation, was saying like, this does not change my GPA per se, but like, this is actually what happened in my life, and wanted to just inform you of this. So that's the maximum I think you should want to do with this type of essay.
Yeah, I think it's a really practical, good example of like how you do it. And it's I think you use the word inform. It's not like, I'm going to give you this like sob story. It's like, I'm going to tell you what happened directly.